Welcome back to the third installment of the OpenClinica Web Service demo screencast. My name is Hiro Honshuku, and I hope you enjoyed my music. Today, I am going to combine next three parts in this screencast. To recap, the part 1 was installation and configuration. The part 2 was create study subject. Now, we are on to schedule event. Before scheduling event, we need to make sure the target study subject exists. Therefore, we start with part 3, list all study subject, then part 4, find if study subject exists, then move on to part 5, schedule event. First, as we did with create study subject, we go to OpenClinica documentation site to grab the SOAP request template for list all study subject request. By the way, I received a question about copying the SOAP UI request XML from OpenClinica document site, while the template is auto-generated in SOAP UI when you open the request editor. This is because we constantly update our document site for better usages. As a matter of the fact, the samples shown in these screencasts may be dated soon, but I hope you won't get too confused with this. The auto-generated templates in SOAP UI is set in stone until next OpenClinica version update, since it is generated from WSDL file within the OpenClinica application. In short, I recommend you always refer to up-to-date documentation on the OpenClinica site. Another reason for not editing directly in the SOAP UI is that having custom template files saved to yourself makes easier for repeating usages, especially because auto-generated request XML does not contain your instance header. Let's get back to the slides. As you are already familiar with the drill, clean up the copied XML, paste the header template we created during the second screencast, insert the study unique protocol ID of the target study. As we did last time, copy the WSDL location URL. Because list all study subject uses the same WSDL we used for create subject, you can reuse the SOAP project you already created. Just open the project if it is not already open. Open the request editor under list all by study. Like last time, you must edit the WSDL endpoint since the default is generic. Then paste the SOAP request XML you built and run the request. Let's try it. Go to 3.4 Study Subject Web Service, 3.4.2 List All by Study. Select Templates and copy. I use a tool called Text SOAP to clean up. Paste. Now go back to the header file we created, copy it, replace. Now we have the template file that is ready to be modified. Go back to the document site, scroll down. Now you see only thing required is a study protocol ID. Go to your instance, click on the study name. Here is the unique protocol ID. Copy it and paste it. Now we need the WSDL URL location. Go back to the document website, scroll up, click on the test with SOAP UI 3.3, scroll down. We are on a list all study subject. Copy it. Go to the instance. paste it. It opens fine. Let's copy it. Let's go to SOAP UI application. Here you find the create subject project that we created in previous screencast. Open it. Here you will find the list all by study. Open the editor. The first things you have to do is edit endpoint, paste, and go back to the template, copy it, go back to the SOAP UI, and paste it. Now we are ready. Let's run it. Here is the result. I'm going to copy, paste into Xcode. It's much easier looking. A subject is here. Another subject is here. Notice these are the event OID. Let's go down to the bottom. Here you see the subject we created in the previous screencast. As you can see, there's no event is scheduled for this subject. Let's get to the next section, part 4, using web service to check if the study subject exists before scheduling an event. We're going to run through this section quickly. This is useful when list or study subject returns too huge data to search a study subject. By now, you are used to what needs to be done. Go to OpenClinica document site to get the SOAP request template. Clean up the XML, replace the header with your header template. Then you give 2 required data. They are study subject ID and study unique protocol ID. Now, please make sure your SOAP UI account is study level, because if it is only a site level, then you have to give site unique protocol ID for SOAP UI to run. Once again, you do not need to create a new SOAP UI project since its study subject already exists as a part of study subject WSDL. However, do not forget to edit the endpoint by click Edit Current. Running the request returns success message and its subject OID. Let's try. We are at document site 3.4.3 is study subject. Here's the template. Copy it. Now make a note of where it is grayed and small. Currently, OpenClinica Web Services is not using this portion, so when we paste it, we can just delete this portion. Paste it. You can see I already formatted it. Here's a header. Go to the template, copy it, and replace it. Now, we're not using these lines, so we're going to delete those. Goodbye. Let's edit study subject. We're going to use the study subject that is created with the last screencast. Copy it. Paste it. For the study ref, that is study unique protocol ID, go to your instance, click on the study, here, copy it, and paste it. For the site unique protocol ID, as long as your SOAP UI account is site level, you don't need it. So I'm going to comment it out. Now we are ready to run it. Oops, extra characters. Go to SOAP UI, open the request editor for its study subject. The first things you need is edit current. Go back to your request template, copy it, go back to SOAP, paste. Now let's run it. Success, that means the subject exists and here is the OID. Schedule an event. This is the last part of the third screencast on OpenClinica Web Service. Up until now, we were using study subject WSDL. Now we are moving on to a new one, which is event WSDL. Make sure you open the event WSDL on your browser where you will be copying the WSDL location for SOAP UI. Building the SOAP request XML is as usual. You must be able to do this easily by now. The required tags are study subject ID, study unique protocol ID, event OID, location, and start date. Let's begin. Let's start by opening the event WSDL. Go to Test with SOAP UI, scroll down. Here is the schedule event. Copy the location. Go to your instance. Paste. Now it opens. Go back to the doc site. Click on Event Web Service. Copy the templates. Paste. Take care of the header. Copying from the templates you created. Replace. Now it's ready to be edited. Let's check out the target subject. This is the subject we created with the web service on the last screencast. There's no event is scheduled. Here, this is the study subject ID. It is currently assigned to site A. We can copy study subject ID, paste it, for the study ref, that is unique protocol ID. Click on the study name, copy, paste. Now here the site ref, it is not optional this time because this subject is assigned to site A. So we need to find out the unique protocol ID for site A. Here, site A, click on the view icon, and here's a unique protocol ID. Copy it, paste it. The event OID. What do we do with this? Go back to the output of the list all by subject. These are the ones we can use. I'm going to pick this one, copy it, and paste it. Location is a little bit tricky one because even though the study is not configured to use location, currently OpenClinica Web Service requires location to be entered. So I'm just going to enter Boston. Start date, I'm going to use today's date. This is ISO date format. The time is optional, so I'm going to comment it out. And the date optional, comment out. And the time also optional, comment out. Now we are ready to run it. Before we go to SOAP UI, we need to copy the WSDL file location. Copy it. Go to SOAP UI, create new project, give a name, schedule event, paste the location, hit OK, open the request editor. Now endpoint, paste as usual. Go back to the template we just created, copy it, paste, run. Success. Let's take a look at how successful it was. Ta-da! The event has been scheduled.